mic stands are so 2008. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
God, this is so fantastic. I've already been in conversation with Eric this morning, and I absolutely am just energized by his ability to drive things together. And so thank you for that. Thank you for being part of 1 Million Cups. Kenzie's running late today, but we have Megan standing, John stand, Leif stand, Eric stand, and now Victor stand.
And my stand.
These are now people that are volunteering for 1 Million Cups. Can we give everybody a huge round of applause? Thank you guys so much for putting things together and putting in time. Eric's coming in to organize things in the back scene and get things automated and make it really easy. Leif has come on board to film things and take pictures and post them so we can be getting things out to the presenters afterwards, which is really awesome and great. John has been setting up all the things that we're all working into, and Megan has been supporting everything for months now as much as she can to get things posted in this interim. So thank you so much for doing that, Megan. Today we have a fantastic presentation for you. So we're going to get to that in just a minute. I always forget. I know John, I try and stay in this realm. So if you're reading this, get coffee. I've already had too much caffeine. Download the app and check in. Don't forget that. Follow us on social media for updates at 1 Million Cups Seattle. Join the conversation on Meetup. Leif, we are setting up LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So it's set up. LinkedIn is set up. That is a fantastic tool that I'm so glad that you guys have brought on board. And it was there. It was just kind of sitting parked in the corner like a little bunny that wasn't getting fed, and now it's been fed, and now it's live. So please go to LinkedIn. Let's really see what networks we have and how we can create more transformational change. Petra? Oh, the Wi-Fi is free. It's vCenter, and you just have to accept it. So you should be able to get it in there. So if anybody needs to get on the Wi-Fi, vCenter, accept. Mark your calendars for every Wednesday at 45 a.m. This Wednesday and next Wednesday, and then the following Wednesday is Christmas, so we won't be here on that day. So don't mark your calendars for that day. If you show up, you might be alone. Or you would see me outside in the cold drinking coffee alone, because I will forget. And then the first is the next Wednesday, so we'll have a couple where we're not here, and then we'll be sending out emails to get everybody back on Wednesday of next month, 2020. We do have on the 20th, we have an awesome lineup on for January. We're kicking off the year with some really fun things. John's going to be coming in presenting again for us, which is super exciting. It's something that I can't wait for. The third weekend of the month, we have the Small Business Administration lending specialists coming in to talk about how to get loans. That venture capitalist isn't your only way to go. There's loan programs out there for us, and we need to be looking to them, especially if your business is that type of business that really thrives for a loan. So January is looking at becoming a fantastic month. And then you've all been talking already, so talk to more people. John, we're going to have our weekly dose of vulnerability. I tried, I gave it some energy. What we're about, sharing ideas, offering help, asking for help, building community, supporting each other. Victor's been coaching and working to bring this presentation to you. He has some really great direct asks. He's exploring in a format to really get his questions asked. Super excited about that. So after the presentation, if you're thinking about presenting, do present and ask him about coaching as well. That's fantastic. Differentiators, presentations, not pitches, stories, information. If you want to see something, reach out to one of the volunteers and say, hey, can we do one of this one at a time? Can we see what works? Because that's what we're about, is exploring entrepreneurship. If you do it the same way, you're not an entrepreneur. If you want to do that, go work with Amazon Web Services. For the community, by the community, radically and intentionally inclusive. We educate, inspire, and connect entrepreneurs. and everybody. I asked Eric about the fundraiser he's coming up with. It's fantastic. 1 Million Cups Nation, 168 communities, 3,500 people weekly attendees, 700 volunteer organizers across the country. Is this international or just national?
International.
Just national. Okay. I wasn't sure. How did I see it? More than 8,000 entrepreneurs who shared their stories and ideas at 1 Million Cups since its inception. Steph, come here. Get up here, you cute thing, you. Okay, so Steph is one of my absolute favorite people in the world. She was one of the first people I've ever met at the collective. She is their wellness director. She makes sure people are mentally and physically well. So if you have any questions, please come see Steph. If you want to try out one of her classes, when are your classes? For exercise?
Tuesdays usually midday, and then we've got morning yoga Wednesdays and Fridays, and then evening yoga Monday nights.
And these are free with your membership if you choose to become a member.
Correct.
You don't have to. This is open to anybody. You can bring any friends here to 1 Million Cups. This is not an exclusive space for this. But if you want to, you can come and drop into one of Stephanie's classes and see if you'd like to become a member. Because that's really where you're going to get the most for your buck. Is she's going to help you become even better than you already are.
Happy to do my quick card.
Yes.
Alright, I know you will come back and forth me, but I
Yes. Good.
So, open question for you. What's wellness?
What's wellness? I think wellness can be a lot of things. People typically might think of physical self, right? But I think it encompasses mental, physiological, all kinds of aspects of your life. And actually, I'm going into more of that realm, into the health coaching. So that gets into the habit change, right? How do we all know what we're supposed to do. We're told, hey, eat this, do that, work out this many times a week. But doing it is another thing altogether, right? So that's where I come in with the button shape. So yes.
And I can test that every Tuesday. I'm like, hey, let's go easy today. And I'm really sore, so you know.
She says go easy, but that's not what I hear. I hear something different.
She's like, kick my ass, Steph.
Yeah.
I love it. So we have a personal 1 Million Cups testimony. Come and see Steph for your wellness. Excellent. So that's the collective. Thank you for hosting and sponsoring us. Seattle Strong is our coffee sponsor. John likes their chai. He doesn't drink coffee, but he drinks chai. If you're gonna bring John something, bring him chai.
Nitro dirty chai.
What kind?
Nitro dirty chai.
Nitro dirty chai. Again, the volunteers, so you can see our pretty faces. We need that Victor. We haven't had your picture yet. And then what to expect today. Today we'll be having a presentation from Victor about Human Up, which is his entrepreneurial business that he's working on and doing. He'll be presenting for roughly 4 to 6 minutes in regards to his business, his passion, his adventure, and then we'll have a 20-minute Q&A. This is a question and answer, and we've had different feedback around this. I'm bringing this forward to the beginning of the presentation. To remember that if you're asking something, it's a question. Commentary and critique is something you can do, but it's where it's a Q&A time, so if you can form it in the aspect of the question, that'd be really good. Does that make sense? Critique is an interesting world, and if you've ever done public speaking education or classes, they really work you to critique and say, okay, I'm going to pick on Michael a little bit because he's new. Not as new as you, but he's new. So Michael, your glasses are fantastic. I really like them. What made you choose that style?
That's my shirt.
See, again, I could have said, oh, those glasses, Michael, they're really nice, but did you know, right? So look at how you form it in question. It's a challenge for us as audience members as well to actually understand what we're looking for out of the person and how we're asking a question. So the Q&A, it's to build people up. It's a safe space. This is a space where you can come and make mistakes if you want to. We all need to be really gracious around it because we all do it. They're not mistakes, they're learning moments. So when we're in the Q&A and we're in the presentation, Let's really stay in that mindset. Is everybody cool with that? So that's what to expect today. And now, Victor is going to be presenting Human Up.
Alright. Thank you. Thank you, Johan. Thank you for One Million Cups. I do want to just say thank you for this community. It's been awesome to come to this as much as I can every week. Thank you for Johan for coaching, and for John for coaching, and for Kenzie, who's not here, who dragged me out to this place in the first place. So this is pretty cool to be here. I presented a few months ago on a very similar aspect, and so this will be kind of an update on a little bit of what I've been working on. But before we get into the slides, I wanted to share a quick sort of why I'm here in the first place and what led me into this very moment. And quickly, growing up, I only knew how to feel certain emotions culturally and societally, kind of created a stigma around what was acceptable as both an Asian American and as a man. The only emotions I knew and familiar with was joy and anger, and any other emotion outside of that just seemed to be an indicator of weakness that I was holding in. And because of that, this is not on. Because of that, there was a lack of assertiveness about me. There was a lack of expressing my opinions and my thoughts. I was passed up for promotions. I was joked around. I joked that I swiped left by a lot of women, but not being able to put myself out there. I even gave up a lot of my creative pursuits because I didn't think I was good enough, because I didn't know how to express it. And after kind of finding a lot of myself and consuming a lot of podcasts and books and using the internet for good, I realized that there was definitely a lot of space for me to do something to help kind of use technology for good rather than bad. So the business that I'm creating is kind of based around, and this is, as I'm presenting, I'm very workshopping. I'm workshopping this like as much as I can right now. So but the basic idea is to help disengage us from our digital lives in order to re-engage with ourselves, to re-engage with our emotions, our intuition, so we can help make better decisions and better problem solving. So nearly half of Americans feel some type of loneliness, as indicated by the U.S. Cigna study in 2018. Not feeling like we have people to go to, not feeling like we have spaces to fully express the what was traditionally would be vulnerable kind of emotions and ideas that we just there's no aspect to express that, and we're feeling stressed. As technology increases, we have fast-paced, changing deadlines that are overwhelming us, constant distractions, technology and email and notifications coming up everywhere. We're overwhelmed. Experts are calling this the fourth industrial revolution, where it's a merging of the physical, digital, and biological worlds, and the only constant is change. And so being able to be adaptable, being able to learn how to work with people are going to be that much more important. As I mentioned, technology is exponential, whereas the human growth is very linear. So again, adaptability, emotional intelligence, social skills, managing of stress and anxiety, being able to be creative are going to be that much more important as artificial intelligence, as technology impacts so many different industries. And even today, I feel like we're already missing so many avenues to explore ourselves. When was the last time you were able to sit down with someone and really get to something that you truly, truly want in life, right? And if you have that, significant other or that friend or that best friend, like those are very important people, but a lot of us don't necessarily feel like we have that space. So exploring our truth, exploring our dreams, exploring ourselves, exploring our core values, and what are our priorities, our long-term goals, and connecting with that inner wisdom, that intuition that we can use to connect with ourselves. I think a lot of us might agree that we're very head high and very logical and thinking a lot, but hard to connect with our hearts. So, who I would love to work with is someone who is wanting to exercise their emotional and creative expression. They want to accelerate personal growth so that they can better serve others. They want to be mindful of their own technology use. They want to prepare for the future, and they want to kind of use this as a space as preventative care, so they don't end up burning out later on in being overwhelmed and stressed life. These are kind of, as I mentioned, the sort of progress that I've had throughout the many months as well, and this is obviously still in progress. It's always going to be in progress. I think we're always in beta and always learning. So, but as I go and search out for those tools, I want to share that with others as well. We can skip the process, but it's based off the software development lifecycle and design thinking, which I came from my previous life in technology consulting and product management. So I love to see the correlation between how we develop technology and software with how we develop ourselves. I've been working on this for quite a while now, so I've been doing a lot of one-on-one coaching and helping others along the way, creating videos based on what I've been learning. I have a podcast and been working on that for a few months, been writing and published for many other publications, including Young Professionals of Seattle, if anybody is part of that. And what I want to continue working on is to build out an online community and a video course so that people can have access to all of this type of education and to practice and actually exercise their emotional growth. I'm playing around with a title which is sort of an emotion gym in a way. We have these physical places to work on our bodies, but we don't necessarily have places to exercise our emotional muscles. So what I would like help with, and I think this would be kind of cool to do a little bit of a workshop kind of thing with this here, is what would success look like for you or for someone you know who could benefit from a service like this? I think a lot of what I've been working through, like I can see my own results and outcomes, but obviously in business, you want to make sure you are resonating with the audience that will benefit from it and actually have a tangible result that they can feel confident in investing in, right? And so what kind of information or what else would you might need from me in order to sort of make referrals? I think referrals are a very important part of the business, and actually a lot preferred because then I can have a deeper connection with that person. And as well as business development. I come from technology, so business is not my greatest strength. But if you happen to find someone in the health and wellness and emotional health space who loves business as well, I'd love to talk with them at least and get a little bit of some advice. So I guess right now we'll just go right into the Q&A, sort of a workshop sort of thing here where I'll be listing out some words that might resonate with you or might not, and we can just kind of go through like what sort of outcomes or results you would like, or someone you know or competitiveness would like, and we'll just get into it. Yeah. Any questions first of all?
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
When you put Matt and where you are now, great code.
Afterwards, then, do we ask about like how things are going with if we're working with something like that?
Yeah.
So,
What happening?
I'm curious, like the people you have been doing some coaching with.
Yeah.
If this is the right time to answer the question, I'm wondering if you are measuring any particular metrics, like so you can see how effective is one parent or how to
Yeah.
Just curious like what that process is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could help with the workshop too. So I guess a lot of who I'm currently working with is more so wanting to align their values with how they're showing up in their workplace and careers. I don't necessarily want to kind of stay in the career realm, but it is right now a lot of like finding their own clarity in their purpose and how to create their ideal lifestyle and sort of a roadmap to get there. Yeah, that's kind of apparently what we're working on. But yeah. Yeah, it would be someone who has experience in marketing and branding, and to be able to sort of help with launches in a way. Right now, I have my business is very open in an evergreen way, so just anybody who comes in and then kind of relationship I can develop. But the eventual goal is to create like a program, a group coaching program where we can take people through a dedicated, sort of program over like a 3-month period. I mean, it's very open. So I think if we develop a relationship and it seems to be working, then we can continue. But yeah, right now it is very lonely to do it all by myself. So it would be great to at least have a sounding board myself as well, who's like really into business as well. All right. So is there anything that is coming up, at least initially, in terms of what either questions that you might have in terms of what results will you get out of this, or are there other pieces of information you might need to know? Yeah.
Well, one thing, is there a specific metric or set of metrics that you're in particular trying to move the needle on? Maybe it's a group of things, maybe it's super individual.
Yeah.
But what I'm wondering is if you have like a really defined area of these are the elements of like kind of how you were in the beginning of your presentation. So it's like a self-assessment, right? Before they have their first session with you, and then progress self-assessment. So you can sort of track how they perceive their feeling of loneliness or whatever that may be.
Yeah, I definitely love to, and this is where I love the framework that I'm learning around emotional intelligence. That has a framework of 5 different core areas within there, and there are other tests that you can take to roughly estimate it. This is the fun thing about emotions, that you can't necessarily quantify it, but in terms of identifying certain areas to improve on, that could be a good way to start, as well as another tool I like to use called the Wheel of Balance, which is a holistic view of all the areas in your life, whether that be health, relationships, intimacy, spirituality, or all these different areas, and kind of see which is a specific part you want to work on. So, yeah, cool. So,
Maybe first.
go ahead. Yeah, so I'm not particularly religious myself, but I think there are certain, it kind of equates to sort of your purpose in life and your sort of meaning in that aspect. And that's something we'll explore, right? And that's something we'll kind of determine how you want to align yourself with how you show up and what actions you take to feel like you're contributing.
So would that be like a partner per se?
What do you mean partner?
Well, I wouldn't say church, like spiritual.
So yeah, that was meant to be kind of an area within your life that we can explore. Alongside maybe health, alongside sort of your career, alongside your relationships.
As a
She's asking, so do you like what sort of business development partners, like which specific areas are you looking for support on? Is that kind of what you're doing?
How would you compartmentalize it? Are you in a partnership type of relationship, or religious type of relationship, or a business consultation type of relationship? What type of
I think so. What it would look like would be in the initial call or initial session, we would take a look at the different areas, and we'll help you evaluate whether or not you feel like you're lacking in this specific area, and whether or not you want to improve on that. The wheel of balance, I'm imagining, has 10 rings, right? And you can self-evaluate where you are and where you want to be, and we'll take a look at what are the biggest discrepancies.
Sorry,
Yeah.
if I may, I think we're talking about two different things. So you're talking about what you would go through with your clients, right? Talking to them about their emotional intelligence, and what you're asking is like, how do I partner with you? So you may be interested in helping with that business development piece, right? And what that looks like.
Okay. What's here, the coaching relationship or the business partnership? Yeah.
Because of that confusion, I too was confused while I got the core I'm trying to do, and that is get in touch with yourself in the mystical technology. But it doesn't come from yourself, it's good because of wow. And once you get a feel for that, you decide what your business direction is going to be. What direction is it going to take? Good, charge, that's what I think we can help you with that.
Yeah.
If you are your client,
Right. It would be someone who is very aligned with wanting to accelerate their growth. I forgot to mention this image here. I kind of imagine these three stages where there are some who are, where ignorance is bliss and it's great, and there's nothing wrong with that, there's no judgment on that. There's others who have developed a certain experience or knowledge and see that the world is crashing, and but there's another aspect that can accelerate us into being able to see the world as abundance and sharing and whatnot, right? So someone who wants to accelerate that type of growth on the latter half, someone who wants to make sure that they can have a space to exercise their emotions so they don't become stagnant and they don't become sort of repressed or contained. Someone who obviously wants to be mindful of their own technology use and not be overwhelmed and not be distracted all the time, to have focus and productivity in
Hey, so parent mentoring individuals are certainly very different. I think I heard group too.
Yeah.
Working on groups.
Yeah.
So if you feel like, then maybe one or two as you think about your business development, it's really an opportunity to hire, have me hire you, for an organization, or a group. So I'm just wondering if you have clarity on, you want those potential clients.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can answer both of those questions then with that. I think right now it's very service based and working one-on-one as I develop my own practice as well as connection on a more intimate basis where I can really work through the nuances. And then having developed that experience, I can then scale into more group aspects and eventually have a video course as well to take people through along with one-on-one coaching as an option. And that would be the more affordable route as well for those who maybe can't afford the more one-on-one service.
So you have Thrive Global.
Yeah.
I love Thrive Global because that is based on Huffington.
Yeah.
Like Sharon Door,
Yeah.
she was developing Huffington Post, and how being a workaholic can really kill you. And that's why she created what Thrive is Thrive Global because that's the publishing working the issues of community.
Sorry.
We work with our skill set in publishing. We're using that to drive the next so I think we need to find that if you come from a technology background, what can you do with that skill set to drive publishing?
Yeah.
So from your here, would you provide like sort of consultation with the doctor?
Yeah, when I mentioned preventative care, I see the service as, and thank you for I see that as the service as preventative care in itself, right? To have that place to practice and learn about our own emotional intelligence and how to develop the action steps to go out into your own life and practice that. So I haven't really, determined, very specific things, especially around acupuncture and whatnot, but preventative care in terms of exercising our emotional health so we don't end up in a place where we don't know how to express emotions or feel like we can, manage conflict within both ourselves and other relationships. I don't know if did that answer your question.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got a question about, so I see that you have a lot of things besides just the one-on-one going on. You're talking about your podcast, 42 episodes already, and your video series and so on. What are your thoughts about expanding your one-on-one and still keeping that same quality of vision that you have right now? Because obviously you're limited to your own hours.
Yeah. Right. That is where the focus is right now, is to develop the one-on-one coaching aspects first as I develop that experience and then be able to speak to more specific problems. So that is part of I'm doing a lot of this in parallel, right? As I am working with people, I am also learning from them what they would want and what kind of outcomes they're looking for. And then I'll be able to scale that into something in a more group setting. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's definitely a focus on the one-on-one first as I build up content to have people connect with them, reach out to them.
So, is there like a language barrier where you try to express and talk about
Yes, that is intercultural intelligence. Yeah, I'm not focusing so much on that's a whole thing within there as well. I'm more so exploring the emotional intelligence on a self-awareness aspect. How can you identify? How can you get out of your own head to actually tap into the feeling and the emotions within you, and help you make your own decisions from there.
Alright. So I think the last attempt I asked this, I did a poor job of this. What your specific insight that you're trying to move the needle, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, is someone's feeling, like someone's emotional intelligence and their self-awareness of that. Right? Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah.
And so there are going to be a certain set of markers that are going to be universal. You know, do I feel like I am totally alone 50% of the time? Do I, and so on. Those key questions that everyone shares the problem can check and can rate on a scale, right? And so I'm wondering, do you currently have each of your clients take a self-assessment to quantify where they currently are on those key universal metrics, and then have them take that self-assessment at different points along their journey with you to gauge efficacy and to fine-tune your program together?
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you bringing up the KPIs because I think that's a lot of where I lack that in terms of being able to measure. I mean, I was great at math, but I don't know. KPIs. And that's a hard thing too to evaluate in terms of emotional growth, right? So I think it's going to be a very subjective evaluation before and after. And that's where I do have like a set of questions to be able to identify that.
I'd be happy to help if you'd like to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I think what you get at is to be able to identify what is the trend and take that an opportunity. The emotions catch you.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to hone in and find what is that trend.
That is honestly where I'm finding where I'm kind of getting stuck and circling because emotional intelligence is such a broad thing, and there are so many aspects of it. What I maybe could have done was showcase the image of the 5 aspects within it, but yes, so helping narrow it down, like what is that specific thing that I could help with. Initially, a lot of what I'm thinking is, just stress management and clarity within the actions that you take, on a week-by-week basis. But
and that's constructive for the progress of the individual client. And I appreciate what Bill is I think helping me explain is what I'm talking about is how do you convince somebody to give you their money and their trust and their time. And so the way you do that is by saying 78% of my clients show a marked improvement in their feeling of belonging to their communities over a 3-month period. 98% of them say they would absolutely love it, so on. So those are like, that's how you get invested, that's how you get clients, that's how.
And as I build that up, though, I don't have enough data to make those decisions. So I think that's where I'm at right now. Is like this is where the referrals would help, and where the partnerships would help. But that's where I'm at.
So, did you share at all how you got to this, right? How you actually started, why you started, and I guess that journey that led you here. I'd love to hear more about that, just why you're here right now. And I think there may be a great opportunity for you to connect why you're here right now to maybe where you realize that you need to do this and this was needed in the world.
Yeah, I spoke a bit about it in the beginning. I realized because I lack the avenues to express myself, to feel comfortable feeling other emotions. I did try therapy for a couple months, and it didn't necessarily seem like that was also getting me where I wanted to go in terms of creating an ideal life, and in terms of finding work that is aligned with my values, in terms of really being able to expand my relationships and learn social behaviors and all that. So not having that space to exercise those emotions, that's where I felt I saw this as a gap, in the people who don't necessarily feel like therapy would work, but want some type of support in growth, in a sounding board, and being able to reflect back, what it is they truly want and where they want to go. So yeah, that's kind of part of the here. Did that help?
I can't see where you were though, right? What were you doing at that time? You couldn't find a space to
Right.
You couldn't find a space to share yourself or
Yeah.
talk about those things. What were you doing? Where
Yeah, I guess I think of it from my consulting career, where we came in, we were expected to be the subject matter experts, to know everything, and
you were a consultant.
yes, and in that aspect, there was no room for emotions, which I completely understand, right? Like you can't have emotions in the workplace consume you, but I just didn't seem to have that space to manage that. There were how that showed up was in conflict in working relationships, right? Where we were addressing a lot of the symptoms and we're addressing the symptoms but not getting to the root cause of the needs that weren't being met. And I think I'm starting to see a lot of agencies, a lot of consulting companies, even a lot of people here going into corporate work to help facilitate these types of conversations. Not necessarily the route I want to take in terms of corporate work, but on a more personal basis, to have that someone really just sit down with me and to hold me accountable to what it is that I really wanted was something I was missing, right? I was just letting life kind of happen. I was letting myself listen to my parents or society and say this is the route I should go, this is what I should do. And I got to a certain point where I took a look at my trajectory and I was like, I'm not happy about this, right? I still do love technology and everything, but just in terms of the impact and how I could provide value, it wasn't necessarily a consulting.
That was awesome.
What it would have
That was awesome.
But I'm just saying, really quick, yes, I'll pass another question. You came from somewhere to start this, right? And you realized something where you came from, that there was a problem, right? That was a very specific problem in consulting in the corporate world, right? Because where you consulting was in the corporate world. So a typical ideal client for you may be in that world where you can better connect the fact that you don't have the clients yet, right? You don't have the data yet, but you have the experience. You're able to see it. I would say, have you figured out how to translate that experience or that gap and that problem that you're solving in a way of telling the story to people that may still be in that world, right? And then obviously tie it into your specific solution.
Yeah, Eric said his hand up.
Right. So just for equity's sake, so you know.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate that. I haven't really been able to find that language, and I think that could be where I really should use a lot of help, is being able to go into, to tap into that you know,
And you
as
do
an
have
area.
that experience.
Yeah.
You do have that experience, right? You're not coming into it not experience. You do have it, you just haven't, like, you haven't tapped into that, you just thought it was like.
And Eric.
Eric and then Bill.
Yeah, I want to jump on that because I've been thinking about that a little bit. Your videos, your content can provide you a very unique opportunity of being able to categorize the content in a way that you're able to track.
So, Eric, can you speak up? I'm sorry.
So the content that you're creating, the videos and the articles and stuff allows you to group and categorize that content in a way that I think can help you approach some issues and help you approach certain things that someone wants to do, like a collection for how to use emotional intelligence at work, how to approach a boss for certain issues, how to raise questions to your manager, how to be a manager. So someone that's starting a business like me, not necessarily in corporate roles, but this idea of I'm hiring a manager, I want them to have the emotional intelligence to be able to create a safe workplace for people that want to bring on, and being able to provide them with a source of content and a sort of a collection of videos and content would be a really useful resource.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to get started in this kind of idea of solve these smaller enough issues that you experience in the workplace rather than trying to jump in and create a corporate solution.
Right. And just to piggyback off of it, you already started, you showed the slide on how prevalent loneliness is. What is that often speaking?
Yeah.
You could pinpoint to that many more factors and how can we address this? And how can companies become more productive and have a better environment for their work?
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I think that's the easiest way to talk about this is through corporate work or through career. Again, I don't want to go into corporate work, so what I want to do is more so on a more personal level. Like, what emotions are you not comfortable expressing, or what? I don't know. I'm still definitely working out a lot of this, right? But
Victor,
yeah,
we're coming up on time.
yeah.
So I just want to
Thank you,
respect
though.
everybody's time. Thank you, Victor, so much.
That was fantastic. So before we go further, stay. What's interesting is, because I've worked with Victor a little bit now, and I kind of have a little more clarity on where he's going, and I really love where you honed into at the end, Victor. And I think this is something that's really important as I put together this next piece, is one of the aspects is what makes someone refer a friend or colleague to a personal coach. So think hairdresser, ophthalmologist, dentist, somebody that's close to you that has to do something on you. Like you ask people, oh, who did your hair? I'd really like to go to them, right? So that was kind of one of the questions we were trying to get to for Victor is what is he looking for when he's talking to people that would cause them to refer somebody? How does he create that spark for the personal and not just in a corporate environment? Because going into a corporate environment, and I love Eric's idea of changing something, it's kind of Jonah and the whale, right? You don't have a lot of control over a lot of things. There's a lot of tides moving through. So please engage Victor about that and say, hey, I really don't know, like how would I know somebody that might need your coaching? Like maybe that's a good avenue to put in the slide. Like, hey, as if a friend says, God, I just feel so alone today. Like, oh, maybe you should reach out to Victor. He's a personal coach and help you reduce that feeling of loneliness possibly. So again, in that personal world, he wants to be transformational, not transactional. There are different kinds of businesses, and a transactional business is where you do a transaction and get paid. A transformational business is where you're paid to actually create change. So Victor, I really want to tell you, I'm going to tell Victor this for the first time in front of everybody. He stretched himself to discomfort and vulnerability in our coaching sessions, and I have to give you a huge applause. I mean, that was some of the most, I put you through the paces and I put you through quickly. And I'm going to share one piece that might make you a little uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it. because I'm okay with that, and I think it's really good because it makes me uncomfortable too. Because I was like, that was a really hard moment. We were over here coaching on this stage on Sunday, and we were talking about like vulnerability and getting up in front of things and doing stuff and talking to people and asking people to be a certain way. And I said, okay, Victor, lay down on the floor on the stage. He lays down. And he's like, okay, and he's doing it. Like, didn't even like. I thought for sure he was gonna be like, no. But he just got on the floor, and I was like, okay, and I was like, no, he's still not in that space yet. He goes, take off your glasses. He took off his glasses, and took his glasses away. So can you see without your glasses? He's like, not really. And I was like, okay, good. And he still was kind of okay, and he's like, play down his shirt. And I said, no, you're still allowed to take off your shoes, take off your socks. And then he got there. And he's like, oh my God, I'm a little exposed here. And so, you're amazing. I would refer anybody to you just because I know what you're willing to do. And Bill, thank you for seeing it. That was absolutely fantastic. Like your comment alone, it's the work you're doing is working. So congratulations on starting up whatever you're trying to do to transform. Another round of applause. Great, excellent. Connect, communicate, talk, make huge plans, change the world, and do business better. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't even know that's new. What is one thing you learned? Anybody?
I learned that I want more.
Well, as we were talking when you first arrived, I think that might be good.
I learned infinitely more about Victor enough to this whole time I've known him, and I've been trying to get it out of him for like, and so I almost up to speak with him. It's really cool. I love the learning.
I'd love that you learned something more about Victor. John?
What I learned how to do learn how to make a really nice full sentence.
Bill?
Cloud, trying to get cloud.
Clarity. You know, you go back to your slide, Discovering Truth. Oh, John. So this is something that was really cool. One more. Keep going back. It's all the little the dots.
I love that.
This. Oh my God. Like, Victor worked on this, and I have to tell you right now, like when people were talking, you guys were all asking about what is your target market? His real target market is someone that's looking for their personal truth. And I think that is phenomenal. Like even in business, if your personal truth is ready, you can do business too. So Victor, kudos and congratulations on this slide. Who is your target client? Somebody seeking personal truth, somebody that's trying to fulfill their dreams, somebody that wants self-awareness, somebody that's looking for defining their core values and not living on others' expectations, somebody who's wanting to set priorities in their life, and somebody who's looking for inner wisdom. And if you're not looking for these things, well, hey, great. But if you are, contact Victor. And if you know somebody who's looking for these things, contact Victor. So go back to that slide, and when somebody says, hey, who's your ideal client? This is my ideal client. Are you looking for any of these? Are you looking for even one of these? You're my ideal client. So sign up to present on anything. I know One Million Cups has its concept and ideas, but this is a place to learn more about you, learn more about the business you want to do, and learn more how to be just better with everything you're doing that you're already fantastic at. Mingle. See you next week.